Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. It's from a guy. He is 62 years old, a Marine, divorced, and shares his story, or shall I say, shares the lessons he's learned over the years through his experiences on how to handle the gals nowadays on different areas of your life in terms of dating, relationships with all types of gals, that type of thing. That'll be a very entertaining one to go over some old school wisdom here. Old school wisdom and things that he's learned from the hard way to really help guys out. And it's very dead on here. Everything from dealing with single MOMs to with money, prenups, all these types of things. So for you guys that like the old school wisdom, definitely watch this. For you guys are relationship guys, and you know you are, and you want to get married one day, regardless of what I say, your culture, religion, listen to this and really take these things to heart from a guy that has lived life, been there, done that, had kids, been married, divorced, all that, because this will definitely help you. I definitely approve of this story here. He says, SSM, excuse the grammar and scattered thoughts. I'm dyslexic and have a hard time putting things into writing. I'm a 62-year-old man. I was married for 22 years. Most of them were miserable. The old religious thing, and I figured I'd share a bit of what I look for in a relationship. I never finished high school. I just joined the Marines, got out, did 2 years in college, dropped out, taught myself a hot skill, and I was making six figures in less than 15 years after that. I mention this to say anyone can do it. Great, man. If the schooling wasn't for you, join the Marines. That made you tough, gave you some a good kick in the pants, and look what you did for yourself. That's awesome. Some background here. I've been divorced for just a bit over 12 years, and I have to say that my life is so much better. The whole stay together for the kids is pure BS. I'm a much better person and a better dad as a divorced dad than I ever was when I was married. See, what do I tell you guys? When I was in the middle of my divorce, my lawyer sat me down and said I can continue on as a dad that works 80 hours a week or go back to 40 hours a week and be a better father. I took her advice. Is what I've found is that online dating is a drag. Most women act like they are still in high school, wanting to be chased by the guys, free meals, free activities, etc. Don't buy into it. I've seen all the way from we can meet for coffee to let's go out someplace nice to meet. I've seen, well, I like you, but I've got a date with a millionaire tomorrow. He says to the other extreme where the ink isn't even dry on the divorce papers and they're looking to get married. To be a Chad here to get married. To be a Chad here, they are too screwed up to even know what the relationship is. I do practice, if I'm not effing you, I'm not feeding you. Yes, exactly. That's why the first day should be something cheap, simple. You know, a coffee, a tea, a drink, you know, very, very inexpensive dates. The first dates or the second dates, you don't take them to Benihana, you take them to Ben & Jerry's. Although I wouldn't be caught dead eating that hippie ice cream, but you get my point. They're inexpensive. And once you're hooking up, then you can take her to Benihana or whatever. Yeah, so if I'm not effing you, I'm not feeding you. I haven't always, but I do now. I ask why, tell them, and they should know where they stand. After the third and fourth date, they will probably be meeting this requirement. If the SCX is crap, it's probably going to always be. Move on. There's nothing here for you. I've seen the women that look okay, seem to be decent. Maybe you can see where it goes. Then you meet her kids. And there are worse than a train wreck. Strung out on drugs, playing the LGBT flavor of the week, where you go over there and they have changed their names again. One mom limited her kid to only 4 new names a year. Oh, for God's sakes. Where do you live, on the West Coast, my man? That's real fun when you drop the kid off as a favor and they say, oh, it's good to see you again, Moonbeam, and you've never heard that name before. I also have a hard rule that if the kid is under 18, I will never be alone with them. Too many times in a breakup, the mom will pull some random crap when they are unhappy. Never put yourself in a place where she can try this. Anyway, very good point. Have to drive the kids for some reason? Then get a dash cam that records the insides of the vehicle. Save the SD card. They are cheap. If someone ever comes up, never speak to the police. Their job is to put you in jail, and they will lie to get you. Get a lawyer. Let them do the explaining. Yes, always get a lawyer. When someone asks me when I'm looking for a relationship, I just post this and let them apply for the job of a girlfriend. Okay, so we're going to hear based on his life experience and all that, his post on what he's looking for in a girlfriend. He says here in his post, I'm a happy guy. However, I do have standards and know what I want. I'll list a few below. Well, God forbid a man has standards. How dare he? He says, I'm looking for a woman that has something to contribute to a relationship. People say they do, but they don't. You must have a low body count, a history of being faithful, and your last relationship didn't end because I'm not happy. This tells me you're unable to think things out or how to solve problems. I can imagine the fireworks about the whole low body count thing, amongst other things. You must have a car, be reliable, and not swimming in debt. You should have some decent income, not rich, but not living paycheck to paycheck. You should have the ability to take 3-day weekends fairly regularly, about every 2 or so months, and take at least a week off during a year for vacation. If we're seeing each other, then I'd like to do something other than sit in the house. You must like dogs, or even cats. He says, yes, I do have a dog, and used to have cats as well. If you have pets, then that's a plus. It says here, he says, the last girlfriend didn't like my dog, and that's why she was the last one. There were other reasons, but the dog was a total deal breaker. Never get between a man and his dog. Amen. Or if you're like me, never get between a man and his cats. I know I got cat brothers on here. There aren't many of us, but we got to stick together. I'm gonna make cats cool. That's my thing. Because guess what, guys? For all you guys are like, oh God, here he goes about the cats. All you have to do is know how a cat behaves and responds, and you're good to go. You can't take the cat for a walk. I get it, but that cat, my cats are like puppies in cats' bodies. They're essentially dogs in cats' bodies. They're awesome, But I know how to handle them, and they're low maintenance. Anyhow. You shouldn't have drama. Most people have drama in their lives and don't even realize it. My friend, you are never going to meet a girl that doesn't like a little drama. I'm telling you right now, and I'm sure you're aware of this. Either she gets it from the dumbass shows she watches, the reality shows, or hearing her friends' stuff, or she creates it. But, the TV shows and hearing her friends gossip, that fine. But starting on purpose because she's bored, no. You shouldn't drink like a fish or need a 420 every day to relax. Life is too short to miss the world around you. Correct. The main quality I'm looking for is someone to spend time with, exploring the world around us, and a general partner in crime. Bail money is normally not needed. So that is his post. The following advice only works when a man knows he's comfortable in his own skin and enjoys his own company. Never be afraid to die alone, guys. We are all going to. So don't let this fear drive into your relationship. You have compromised yourself over. I say all the time, guys, you got to be comfortable being by yourself, being on your own. I mean, if you're relationship guys. The problem a lot of guys have is they say they can't be alone, or I'm afraid of being alone. What the fuck is the problem with being alone? Jesus. Were you sucking off your mommy's tit when you were a baby too long, or your mommy spoiled you and you got to have a woman around all the time? Seriously. And if guys that can't be alone, they typically settle for bullshit, and you get my point. Guys, you have to be able to handle being all right on your own. And this isn't just with relationships, also with friendships. Because if you move someplace new and you make friends with people, and you find out they're a-holes, that's crazy to keep them in your life. But the problem is guys that can't handle being alone, can't be happy with their own company, they'll let a-holes into their life bring a whole bunch of drama. It's very important, to all you guys out there. He says, get out of a sexless relationship. Most likely there's no coming back. Have a 3 strikes rule and enforce it. I have a 1 strike. One strike, you're out for me, but I'm a hard ass. You give an inch and you are going to find a mile has gone before you know it. That's why I don't do 3 strikes. If your rules are so weak that SSM or your friends would smack you, then grow a pair and make better rules. Never compromise the rules. It only ends up hurting you. Yes, and have 1 strike. If you're young, don't date a mom. Why raise someone else's kid? For the same reason, if you're going to date a mom, then here's some more advice. Her kids will always come before you. Correct. So try to maintain a hands-off stance with them. Be nice and polite. However, you must listen. They must listen to what you say. If they are shit-talking to you, especially in front of their mom, and mom doesn't correct them, get out. She's easy as a wallet and nothing more. The kid heard that shit talk from her mom. Correct. Now, of course the kids are going to come first before you. And I particularly if they're little kids, I understand that. In terms of say you have a date on a Friday night to go out to some place, whatever. And all of a sudden the kid is sick. Well, obviously she's going to stay home and take care of the kid, and as any good mother would. And I don't fault her for that. However, if you then made plans that Friday night and you can't go out, then you'll find something else to do. But the point is, that's something you should be aware of, But in regards to, because I know some single MOMs, and they're good moms, and they're cool, really. I ain't going to get involved with them. But a lot of these things that could be a headache to you aren't necessarily mean she's the root of all evil. But I've also known some that are the root of all evil, and they're using you for money and a babysitter and all that. And don't even go there, guys. Wow, something got really dark here. You can see on the screen. Anyway, if the mom makes excuses for the kid's behavior, garbage like that, I don't want them to feel bad about XYZ, and if they are a helicopter parent, you shouldn't be there. They're enabling the kids and ceding control to them. It's going to land in your lap after a while, and you'll have zero power to adjust their behavior. Don't even waste your time. I wouldn't waste the time with these single MOMs, and I know some good ones. That's just me. But if you guys would think differently, or dumb enough to be the white knight hero and hear her tears, there's if she's a single MOM because, her husband, he died in the line of duty, military, police, firefighter, something like that, or a genuinely good reason, that's one thing. But most of the time it's because she made very bad choices. The bad choice choosing the guy, or she's impossible to deal with. So keep that in mind, you guys that want to white knight some damsel in distress single MOM. The woman is to rarity, preferably never spend the night at your place. That is your sanctuary. If you want bedroom fun, then it is at her place, and you never spend more than 2 nights a week at her place, even on the weekends. Friday and Saturday, and you're home a Saturday night. Never have more than one change of clothes at her place, and never let her wash them. Take them home with you. Better yet, have an AWOL bag, small bag of clothes and hygiene items. Leave it in the car for when you sleep over. It comes out of the car and then goes right back in. She should never feel like she's being a pretend wife. If she can't cook and always wants to eat out, then dump her. You can make your own crappy food at home or eat out alone. If you're with a gal that can't cook, God help you guys, because she's always eating out. I mean, she's going to be spending a lot more money than cooking at home, which means she's done with money. And when you eat out all the time, that food's going to have lots of things in it that are crap, and means she's going to eventually get fat. If she wants you to start spending money on her kid, think really hard about it. My personal limit is never more than $25 a month. Never try to buy the kids love with gifts. They know the buy me love game much better than you do. If after you are seeing her for a while and you want to eat somewhere nice, then it's just the two of you, no kids. They can stay home and eat whatever they want. It's just not on your dime. If for some reason you have to do a family dinner, then it's fast food, cheap and fast, in and out. Yep, off to Burger King, off to the Golden Arches. There's a saying, fake it until you make it. If you don't think you're a strong man, then pretend to be one. You will become one shortly after. You know who you are inside as well as who you want to be. Stress her. It's a valuable test. Make her drive. Make her drive you around. You're not a taxi, so let her drive around a bit. If she drives like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, then maybe it isn't a great idea. I've been on that ride since I was a little kid living in California. And I've known gals that drive around like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. When she's driving, listen and watch how she deals with the traffic or other drivers. If she's always angry, that is a red flag. She doesn't deal with stress very well. If it's always the other driver who's a jerk, then is she taking responsibility for her own actions? I've had girls I've dated, relationships with, who any other normal situation or scenario other than driving, she seems pretty calm, cool, and collected. And she gets in the car, and holy shit, she turns into Tony Soprano with all the profanity and all that. It's like, whoa, who the hell are you? But then again, I lived in the Northeast most of my life, and as you are well aware, Northeast drivers tend to be a tad bit impatient. Although down here in South Florida, because so many people are from New York and New Jersey, they're the same way too. But I'm at least prepared for that. Take her camping one time, just the two of you. Watch how she acts. Does she pitch in, help out, or just sits on her ass? If she doesn't know how to go camping, go punch your dad in the face for never teaching. If you don't know how to go camping, go punch your dad in the face for never teaching you this skill. He says, just kidding. Go with your friends and then take her after you have some idea how to camp. Or go when you don't have a clue. go when you don't have a clue and watch how she deals with it. What you are doing here is seeing how she behaves under stress. You had better know how to deal with the stress if you want to pull this off. I'm a Marine. I enjoy stress, and I do judge others on how they behave under it. Yeah. One major thing you must have at all times is a plan. Make a plan, make a backup plan. The first will always fail upon contact with the enemy. Things like, I want a relationship. What's your plan when you don't have one? You want to bulk up? Then what's your plan? What's your plan when you can't hit the gym? Sit on your ass and eat. See what her plans are. Does she have goals? Or is it like some nonsense like, I want to be XYZ, and she does nothing to get there? Yes, you always have backup plans, gentlemen, because things generally don't ever work out. Hence, Murphy's Law. Flowers, never on the first date, and never within the first month. Then when you do buy them, it needs to be random. No once a month or every Friday or nonsense like that. Never spend more than $20 on them. And you can get some very decent flowers for $20. Watch how she treats them. This is a lot about how she sees things of value. Yep. I'll look at her job. Is it a dead end? Watch the clock job. Or does she have a plan to advance? Is she just looking for that Mrs. title? He says, burn your TV set. It sucks the life out of you. The whole I'll do the XYZ show after this show is wasting her life away. If she has favorite shows that she must watch every week, then don't sit down with her and watch them. You're reinforcing her poor bad behavior as well as degrading your purpose. Well, I'm not going to burn my television, but I probably watch, at best, an hour and a half of TV a night. That's a fucking stretch. Maybe an hour. And then on the weekends, when I have a little more free time, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. That's it. As you guys can tell from all the videos I do, I'm busy. Okay? But I know people that spend 5-6 hours a night watching TV. It's like, and you complain that you don't have much going on in your life. You complain that you're not moving up in the world. Look at her mom. That is who she's going to become. From her looks to her manners, she'll be that person in 20 years. If her mom's a pig, you can be getting into a relationship with a pig wearing lipstick. Yes, very much so. Are there exceptions? Yes, but by and large, watch the mothers. Never mix your money. Hers, yours, and the bills. Get a safe deposit box. Keep your valuables in it, documents, mementos, card titles, etc. She never gets a key, even if you marry her. Correct. The woman controls the SEX, the man controls the relationship. Chant this every day when you get up and look in the mirror. A woman will give up SEX while trying to get the SEX while trying to get a relationship. If the SEX becomes stale or dies, she's made her stance known. She thinks she has what she wants, and you're a simp that will never see it. Talk about it to her. If she's evasive, then start planning your exit. So now that she's passed all your tests and you have shut down her shit test, she'll still try to pull them on you. And for some stupid reason you feel you must get married, then one word, prenup. Yep, always a prenup. And nowadays it seems that you have yours, she has hers with her lawyer. That way she can't say that things are under duress, things like that. And yes, as he said, she's always going to pull tests. There's always going to be power struggles. He says at least 6 months before the wedding, both of you will have lawyers. No, you're not going to share one, you nitwit. Everyone will meet in a conference to go over the prenup, what I just say. You will have it videotaped as well as with a court guy present. Then you will take all this and make 3 copies. One for her, one for you, one for your lawyer. Your copy will go in a safe deposit box, and that one you should have already. You're all lovey-dovey now, but 20 years from now, she's coming to your hard work. Coming for your hard work, don't be a simp. Yes, exactly. But most guys do not have the balls to enforce that, and they're so in love with their girl that they can't enforce what needs to be enforced or draw the boundaries and all that. That's why in a video I did last night, which was fantastic, about the grandpa and the father gave the son advice, grandpa said, don't fall in love with them. You can love them, which is basically liking them a whole lot. But once you're in love with them, you can make bad decisions. You got to be prepared to walk, guys, if you get a bad deal. It's just like it's like negotiating a business deal. You don't get the terms you like, you walk. End of story. And either you don't get that deal, and you'll get a better deal later on, or that person will cave to what you want. End of story. You have to have that attitude for life. He says, as an FYI, when I got divorced, I gave her $17,000 for my Roth IRA, 2 years of spousal support, $3,500 a month, and I walked away with the house. She received zero money from it. And after 2 years, the kids gave her the middle finger and lived with me full time. This cost me a total of $59,000 and was worth every penny. I didn't have a prenup. We are Christians and will never get divorced. I did have a very good lawyer. So he didn't have a prenup, and he learned. So now he's sharing that you should get a prenup. He says, older guys that have kids, make sure you provide for them if you pass. Got 3 kids? Then divide your estate into 4 parts. The wife will get 1/4 of it. Yeah, well, again, nice guys aren't going to do that. In closing, every time I see my daughter's boyfriend, he's a damn fine kid. I always tell him, normally in front of my daughter, to never get married. Ooh, that's going to piss her off. I hope she's listening to me. I hope he is listening to me. She was raised by a Marine. She knows life is hard, and she doesn't need a helmet. Be a man or be a simp. You can't be both. Great story, sir. I love these stories and emails I get from the older guys because he's 62, a Marine. I know he's not presently serving as a Marine, but I believe once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. Given what you all go through, once a Marine, you're always a Marine. I've had a few friends. My best friend in martial arts was in the Marines for years. And believe me, he embodied the once a Marine, always a Marine. The toughest guy I've ever known. And training with that guy who literally, if he started martial arts as a kid, would be a top MMA fighter in the world. That's how tough he is. He's Sicilian. And that helped me become the best I could be because of training with that guy. A little lesson here. You always surround yourself with people that are better than you, smarter than you, that can help you become better. And that guy helped me in way, oh my God. But anyhow, I love the Marines. And my dad was a Marine, and he was a tough bastard. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let's kind of know what you think. Give him a shout out for him sending his wisdom here he's gained over the years. Definitely good things to remember. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.